All right, welcome back to Messy Garage. Today, I'm gonna put a new bumper on my Gladiator Rubicon. The bumper that comes on is a plastic bumper. I know you can get the metal bumper that comes from Mopar. Those, I actually like the looks of them. There's a lot of different ones you can get. But the Mopar one, to me, just looks kind of cool because it's OEM. So it doesn't look like it's trying too hard to be cool. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. Plus, you can take the wings off it and make it a stubby bumper. But the price tag just sucks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace my plastic bumper with one off of eBay. And I know that's a little controversial because this one is a kind of a replica of the Mopar bumper. So we'll call it a Fauxpar bumper. It's not the real one, but the quality looks actually decent from a construction standpoint. When I got it, however, there were some scratches. I reached out to the people on eBay and said, hey, it's got scratches on it. They didn't want me to return it, obviously, because it's expensive, because it's heavy as hell. So it's expensive to ship. So I reached out to a friend of mine who does powder coating. So shout out to Milk Money. And he gave me a price to powder coat it. I went back, talked to the eBay guys, said, yo, it's going to be this much to get it powder coated. And they refunded that much money, paid my powder coating guy, and I got a bumper powder coated. So that's what I'm going to put on today. There's some differences, I'll point them out, that I've noticed in different videos between the Fauxpar and the Mopar. I'm not sure how big of a deal they are. I'm not like an off-roader, like a hardcore off-roader. I do want to do some more off-roading, but we'll see how this holds up. If it doesn't hold up, I'll just buy another one. No big deal. But so what we're going to do today, replace this with my Fauxpar bumper, and we'll get that going. So I'm going to get the camera set up closer to this bumper so you can see what I'm doing to take it off. And then we will bring out the replacement. All right, first thing I'm going to do is take off this little plastic, I'm not sure what it is, just like a little spacer in here. And there are, I believe there's 6 of these clips. Show what they look like. So I'm going to pull the center out with the screwdriver, and then get a trim tool, pull them out. So you're going to remove 6 of these from across the front, and then there's 2 here on the top that we're going to remove as well. So I'm going to set those aside in case we need to reuse them. I'm not sure if we're going to need to yet or not. I don't think we are, but just in case. Comes out just like that. All right, let me finish these up and then join you back. With all these out, and now just take and pull this out. And I'm going to set this aside. I don't think we're going to need it, but just in case. And then if I sell the bumper, I'll include that. All right, so I'm moving down here to this skid plate, and I've got 2 13 millimeters here, and then there's 2 just mirroring that on this side over here. So I'm going to remove those. Might actually put one back in just to hold it from falling down on my head. This is the metal one on the Rubicon, not the plastic one on some of the other models. So got a little heft to it. So hold it up with one hand, and then there it is, it's off. Set that aside somewhere. All right, before we can take the bumper off, we need to disconnect the fog lights. So for that, you want to push right here on this tab. Hopefully it's in focus. So you push on that tab, and then you should be able to pull that out. So I'm going to be reusing this wiring for my new bumper. Okay, so here's two of the bolts that we're looking at. And what I did was I got this and my 18. So it's an 18 millimeter deep socket like this on a breaker bar. And there's not a whole lot of room. So I just got in here and felt my way on it. And then just pulled it loose enough where I can get a power tool with another extension. So I'm going to use this, my impact driver, then this is my DeWalt 90 degree. Put this on here, and then get that on the screw or the nut I need, and then and get it off that way. All right, so there's these two nuts, and then there's two more at the other side of this bumper support, and then there's four identical mirroring it on the other side. So let me get those off, and I think that's really what's holding this bumper on. So once I get that off, we'll be able to take this bumper off and move to the floor where we're gonna swap some parts out. Most of the nuts off. I've got two that I left on here just to hold it in place. I think we should be able to take the bumper off now. All right, so I'm gonna grab it here and see if we can. There it is. Here's what it looks like with no bumper. All right, so what I plan on doing is reusing the wiring from this this bumper here. So this is the bumper we just took off, and there's wiring that goes to the fog lights inside that makes it where you can have one connection. You saw us remove that earlier towards the beginning of the bumper removal process. Took that one plug, and that plug goes all the way across and works on both both this one and the other one. So it's just kind of like a way of daisy chaining them together, if you will. I could have bought that part, but I'm like, it's already in this bumper. I'll just take this bumper apart and take that out. While I'm in there, I know it's a Fauxpar bumper that I'm putting on. It's got the red hooks. The hooks are a little bit different than the Mopar hooks, which I like better. So I'm going to go the extra mile and take these Rubicon hooks out of this bumper, put them in my Fauxpar bumper so it has the better hooks in it. So what I need to do now is just start dismantling this. I'm going to start with taking these plastic clips off, and then I'll join you back after we get all those off. These are the same types of clips that were on that first plastic piece that we took off. So you just pop the center out like that, and then that should come out. So once I've done all these, be able to take this plastic piece off. See, it's already getting loose. And then I will join you back to see what the next steps of taking this bumper apart. You know, depending on what you guys do, if you guys keep the hooks that are in your bumper, you won't have to do this part, but you still might want to use that that wire, or you can always buy one from Mopar. So let me get this apart, and I'll join you back. All right, with these plastic covers off, now I'm going to take these 13 millimeters, 13 millimeter nuts. Like they're holding this metal piece on. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. So let me take those off and see if we can dig more into this. All right, so removing those 8 bolts, and then I had to take the trim tool, remove some of the pieces, some of the little clips that were holding that wiring harness in, get those out of the way. That did not free up the wiring harness. However, it did free up these, which we're going to reuse on our bumper. So looks like I'm going to need to get this plastic piece off here. So there's a number of fasteners, smaller ones all the way around here. So I'm going to take those off. There's some underneath here as well. So I think that's just 2 pieces of the plastic bumper that need to be separated from each other. So let me go ahead and work on that. Hopefully that should expose our wiring harness. All right, so now I'm going to take these out here. There's quite a few of these, so I'll just do this off camera so it's not tedious. So with that, they got the inner fender, inner plastic fender, I should say, and the outer plastic fender. So got these 2 things removed, separated. I'm going to take these clips off here. These are clipping the wire I was talking about that daisy chains the 2 fog lights together. So I'm going to remove those. All right, so what I'm doing now is, in the meantime, I'm putting the old bumper back together just so I have all the screws and everything. Wanted to show you guys this here, this soda can looking thing. This is one of the differences in the bumpers, in that the Fauxpar bumper does not have those at all. It's just steel bumper without those. I have noticed from other videos, I believe the official Mopar bumper does have those. So just a slight difference. If you guys need that little extra crumple zone cushion thing, it's just something to know. I'm sure there's people going to be blowing up the comments saying you're a dumbass. That's not a crumple zone. It's something blah, blah, blah. You need it. You know, you're an idiot. But I'm not sure what it is. I know it's probably just to beef up the bumper, make it a little bit more rugged. But again, they're not there on the Fauxpar. Just to let you know, I'll show you that again also once we get to putting that on. Okay, so this is the inside of the Fauxpar bumper. And these hooks right here, they're a little bit fatter. I'll take those out and I'll show you the difference between those and the ones that come with the Gladiator. And then I'm going to take these inner pieces out that are holding in the hooks and the fog lights. So let me take those out. I'll show you again the difference between the 2 hooks. And I'm going to be using a 5 millimeter Allen head to take those bolts off. And then there's a 13 millimeter holding the nuts on the back. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me get those off. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. All right, so this is the piece I took out that has the fog light attached to it. These end connectors are a little bit different than what is on the normal plug. I want to use the normal plug, so what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to swap these fog lights out for my original ones. And there's something in the box, I believe, that you were supposed to be able to use the factory fog, so I'm going to go look for that. In the meantime, I wanted to show you this over here carefully. So this is the tow hook that comes with the Fauxpar bumper. This is the one that comes with the Rubicon. So see the difference in color, probably quality of powder coating, to be honest. And then if you look up here, this one's fatter at the end. This one kind of tapers in, has a little triangle on it. Again, They both feel like they're quality. You know, they're pretty heavy, pretty sturdy, but I'm going to use these because they look better. And I'm thinking they will hold up better to the elements. So slide that in there. Then we're going to have this piece. Get these two little tabs back in there. Line that up. All right. And then here's my factory fog light. What I had to do, use these brackets that came with the whole bumper, but the bolts that came with it, in the plastic one, the plastic bumper, those are tapped in there, so you can just put screws in there and everything's good. Here, we wanted to use bolts, but these bolts are too big, so I had to take and actually drill out the holes. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't have to go that much bigger, but that's going to set right here. And then we'll put two bolts, I believe, right here. I'll tighten those back up. Yeah, I'm going to go towards the bottom because this is going to come out. This plate up here is going to come out when I get a winch. So I don't want that wire there. I'm going to run the wire down here through the bottom. So I'm going to lift this back up, run this wire across, and then we're going to have to come up with a way to secure it, which I thought ahead, and I bought some of these little things that I can attach in here and zip tie it in place so it doesn't move around. So let me get this thing taken back out. Let me run that wire where I need it to go, and then I'll finish up this whole side and we'll be ready to probably get this back on. So, all right, join you back in a second. Okay, so I have the bumper back together. I've got both sides plugged in. This is ready to go back to the car or the truck. This plug here at the end. Can't see it. Oh, this one here. All right, so now what I want to do, I want to make sure that this wire is secured. So I've got a few of these things. I'll leave a link in the video description where I got them and what they are. But they are just little 3M stickies. You put them in here. And then what you can do is you can put zip ties. So you got this thing here stuck to whatever you want to stick it to. In my case, the bumper. And then you put a zip tie through here. And then you zip tie like that onto the wire. So it'll hold it in place. And then I'm putting it towards the bottom of the bumper, just because at some point I will have a winch on here, and if I'm using this bumper still, I don't want this wire in the way. So I'm just putting 3 across the bottom. Keeps the wire from drooping out, getting caught on anything, getting broken, what have you. So, all right, let me finish this up. I'm going to clip these little ends off, and then we'll go over to the truck and get ready to put this back on. All right, I'm back over the truck, and these little brackets here, I think what they're doing is they're causing a little bit of friction when I try to get the bumper on, and it's probably by design to hold it tighter. So I'm going to loosen those up, and then what it's going to allow me to do then is get the bumper here. Then we can put those brackets back on, tighten everything down, and we should be good to go. All right, let me go grab the bumper. Little side note, one of the things I added this little bracket so that I can put a flagpole here to go to the dunes and some of the off-road parks. I did turn the wheel all the way. It does not hit this, but it sticks out quite a bit, so I'm not sure if that's going to stay on the truck or not, but I'm going to try it for now. With the stubby bumper, I should be able to easily take that off, get to it without any drama in the future. So okay, got the bumper on-ish, and what I want to do now is try to at least get a couple nuts on it to hold it in place. So it's also a good time for me to plug in the fog lights, test it out, see if it works. All right, so everything's working. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to at least bolt everything back down. I might put the bar on the top of it, so give me a second to tighten everything down and I'll join you back. Okay, so the audio is not working for this video clip, but here I'm showing you what the end result is. The bumper looks really cool on the truck. It's the stubby bumper. I've got to put, and I do actually put some plastic rivets on those ends to hold the plastic on more. I put that bar on and the panel that goes over where the winch plate is. So a winch plate came with this, but I didn't install it yet because I don't have the winch. So these brackets I took off from the bottom. Probably need to put those back on because the stock skid plate there does not fit under this bumper. So what I ended up doing was I went on Amazon and found the skid plate for this bumper, bought it. I'll leave a link in the description for that. Fit like perfect to the bumper and to the brackets, and everything's great. So you're going to want to pick one of those up. I didn't do that on the install video, but like I said, I'll leave a link in the description of where I got it. So it is pretty cool. Here's that quick release connector I put on for the flag. Came with a little quick release. I'll put a link in the description of where to find this flagpole. Also, it's a 10-foot flagpole. Comes in 3 sections. And take this out. This is the small section. And you just leave that metal piece on, the silver piece on that bracket. And then it plugs right into that bottom part of the flag. And little collar there. You just lift up and it plugs right in, snaps right on, stays there. So I have taken this thing to the dunes since then. What I've done is I've got a piece of foam, like insulation that goes around pipes, slipped it right over there. It fits perfect, and that protects the front end of my Jeep from that flag just whipping around. But yeah, it holds it really well. The flag, a 10-foot flagpole, looks sketchy as hell on the Jeep, but when you're driving through the dunes, everybody's got them on there, and you get used to it. It's kind of cool, but yeah, that holds it on there fine. I have not had any problems with it, so that's a nice little addition and tidbit for you there. So yeah, the Jeep looks great, I think, with the stubby bumper on. You know, the Fauxpar bumper is holding up so far. I've had it on for a few months as of the recording of this audio. I'm kind of late to the game of publishing this video. But yeah, that's where we're at. So like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.